So give me an idea. Well, I was there. I know how this works. But give the people an idea of what it looks like. Let's say when you're learning a piece with the combo. What's the process?
Sure. It's evolved over the 20 years, but in general, I don't hand out any music to that group. There's no lead sheets. There's no handing over of a chord progression. We do some combination of in-class transcribing and at-home transcribing. So if we're going to learn, a new tune, then I'll play the recording for the students in class so they hear it. I'll go to the piano and I'll play through the chord progression, one chord at a time, and the students will have to notate as best they can the harmonic progression. So, I'll give them the root of the first chord. I'll play it with the voicing over top, and they'll have to tell me, okay, that's a Dom 7 chord or that's a minor 7 chord. And now that they know the root, they can tell me, oh, that's a C minor 7 chord. I'll go to the next chord, and I don't tell them the root. They've got to hear the root movement, hear the chord quality, and we kind of go through this collective process as a group until we get all the way through the tune. And, whether they get 40% of it correct or 90% of it correct or 0% of it correct, they're learning and they're growing their ears. And it, over time, gets them to the point where they can do this on their own and they can learn music without reading it, which is, I think we would all agree that the best way to learn music. You're going to retain it more effectively. You're going to know it more intimately, and therefore, as an improviser, be able to improvise within that context more effectively.
Sure. And you're also giving them tunes that, some of the stuff I've played in combo, I've played countless times since then in professional contexts. That may also speak to the idea that you're treating this, not only the combo, but the big band, as a professional organization. I imagine that comes from your background in, being in the scene throughout the time that you're teaching. But it's the idea that, all right, well, this is actually music that we're going to play. This is real music.
Right. I think that was a really important factor for me in developing the program. Selfishly, I didn't really have the patience to work on music that I didn't think was worthy of working on.
Sure.
And that, that sounds a little arrogant, but as an educator, you're looking at a pretty long haul. I've been in it 20 years. I've got at least another 10 years to go. If I'm not satisfied creatively and musically within the context of being an educator, burnout is a real thing.
Sure.
And it's very likely under those conditions. And so, I think it was subconscious to a great extent that I chose music that I really thought was great music. But it's also, I wanted these students to be exposed to the real thing and not a watered down version of the real thing.
Sure.
In my opinion, there are few instances where a watered down version is going to be as effective an educational tool as the real thing.
Sure.
Even if the real thing is slightly out of reach.